We're gonna be making some Jade Giant Kale and Pumpkin Gnocchi.
That's a mouthful. It is packed with vegetables and rich in iron.
You're gonna love it.
Iron is an important nutrient for red blood cell production. It's especially important to get enough iron in your diet during cancer treatment, because these treatments can cause you to lose red blood cells or not produce enough of them. This can lead to anemia, which can leave you feeling weak, tired, and dizzy. An excellent source of iron are leafy green vegetables.
You're right, Christy, and we are choosing one of my favorite leafy green vegetables today. This is dinosaur kale. Delicious, nice texture, and we're gonna be putting them inside some homemade gnocchi, even outside the gnocchi. It's gonna be a fantastic recipe. So we're gonna start off by boiling a pot of water on high heat, and then we can start by removing the ribs of the kale. And all you wanna do is with one hand hold the bottom of that rib, with the other hand kind of ride along the side of it and remove that kale.
Oh, it's so easy.
Pretty easy.
The type of iron that's found in leafy greens and vegetables is called non-heme iron. And it's not as well absorbed by the body as the other type of iron that's found in foods that come from animals. That's why vegetarians need twice as much.
So I'm just finishing off the last of the kale here. That's gonna go into our pot of boiling water for about 60 seconds and then immediately into our ice bath to shock. Okay, so our kale has been chilling in our ice water for about a minute or so, and we are now ready to make our green kale ink that's gonna color our gnocchi.
You can also use it to write a letter to a friend.
Or a haiku. So kale is gonna go into the blender, the juice of half a lemon. And we're gonna start off with 1 tablespoon of water.
Sounds great. It's nice that we're adding the citrus juice here because it's a source of vitamin C. And vitamin C actually helps your body to absorb the non-heme iron that's in these leafy greens. So you're getting the most out of it.
All right, it's gnocchi time, which is my favorite time. So we have just poured out our kale ink. It's got like a smoothie consistency, perfect, vibrant green. It's beautiful for this dish. And we're gonna start making our gnocchi dough. It's not gonna be a classic gnocchi where you add potato, it's a little more heavy, a little more dense. This is gonna be a really nice light gnocchi. And we're gonna start off with half a cup of pureed pumpkin, half a cup of light ricotta cheese, our kale ink, an egg. We're gonna season it up with a little bit of nutmeg and zest, a little bit of salt, pepper, and gradually add in our spelt flour. There.
That's great. If you haven't used spelt before, it's an ancient grain and it's a whole grain. It's related to wheat, way back when. And it's actually more nutritious than wheat is. It's richer in protein as well as a wide variety of nutrients.
Actually, this is one of my fondest memories when I was a kid. It was one of my first memories in the kitchen, was with my grandmother making gnocchi. And we're gonna actually mix that through.
Those colors are beautiful.
And just until most of the ingredients are thoroughly combined. So you can see here I'm gradually adding in the flour just until we get a dough, nice soft dough mixture. We're gonna have to lose a fork at one point and just really get in there just fine. I think it's part of the fun of making pasta.
How do you know when it's the right texture?
So it's gonna form a ball pretty much of dough, like any dough, if it was a pasta dough or pastry dough, but it is gonna be a little bit more moist. We're ready to make it now.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Flour, a little bit of flour on the surface. And now it's just, I'm sure everyone's done this at some point in their childhood. Rolled out some dough. As even of a log as you can, at about 1 inch thickness. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. If the gnocchis are a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, and now use your knife, and you can just cut through the gnocchi into your little nuggets. And Christy and I have a lot of gnocchi to make, so we're gonna finish these up, and it'll be ready soon. Christy and I have finished making these kale gnocchi. She did an excellent job, and it's nice that they're all different sizes. Some are big, some are small. It doesn't have to be perfect.
I thought you said I did a great job.
Yeah, kind of. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start cooking these gnocchi. So Christy, if you want to throw them in the boiling water.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start on the sauce.
How long did the gnocchi take to cook?
That's a great question. They usually take about 1 to 2 minutes long. The best sign really is when they start bobbing. When they start floating to the top, that's when you know the gnocchi's ready.
Cool.
So I added a little bit of olive oil to a hot pan. We're gonna add a little bit of onion, chili, and just a pinch of salt, and just let this cook down for about a minute, just until it gets nice and soft. Beautiful. Once that's ready, we can add a little bit of sage, some fresh kale on top,
Yum.
and just a splash of lemon juice in there. Just let that cook down a little bit. It's not going to take any time at all. Beautiful. So that gnocchi is going to go right in. Even with a little bit of that water, that's perfect.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So that's it. Just stir that up a little bit. We have a little bit of sharp pecorino cheese here.
A little goes a long way with a really tasty cheese.
You got it. And that's it. The dish is done. We're just going to pop it underneath the broiler. Okay, so 2 minutes under the broiler. Oh, yes. Look at this.
That looks so good.
Beautiful. The cheese is melted, nice and golden brown. The kale has even gotten nice and crispy on top.
It's like kale chips in your gnocchi.
Ready to serve. Christy, if you don't mind, with that plate.
Yeah, let's plate it up. I can hear it sizzling, but I'm gonna dive right in and try it. Is that okay?
It's at your own risk, I'll tell you that. And that's it, guys. Beautiful, delicious kale gnocchi.
I'll vouch for
Pumpkin, pecorino cheese. You can't beat it. Pump your iron, get your kale. Enjoy.